If you watch TV or spend time online, you've seen the negative political ads, and you might understand what they say, but wonder how they can make these claims and what they're based on. And we have team coverage to help provide that type of context.
Aaron Hegarty and John Kipper went through all the ads and tracked down legislation to add perspective and clarity for you when you cast your ballot. They'll start tonight with ads attacking Tony Vargas and report tomorrow on ads attacking Don Bacon.
But they kind of like monster size the opposition for both sides.
That's Dan Rojas of Omaha. He says he's a political in-between, and he'd rather look at ads where candidates promote themselves.
I literally put very little stock, minimal stock in any of these ads. I don't believe anything they say.
We found the ads are always based on something, but from there, things get more questionable.
I focused on the ads that paint Vargas as a tax and spend liberal, including this one, meant to get your blood boiling.
And worst of all, liberal Tony Vargas wanted to use your money to double his own salary.
It's true. Vargas introduced a constitutional amendment that would take the salaries of state senators from $12,000 to roughly $30,000 a year. One thing the ad didn't tell you is the bill had 5 Republican co-sponsors, including some of the most conservative members of the legislature. Nebraska also pays its state senators one of the lowest annual salaries in the nation.
Look, I make $12,000 a year as a state senator. This is not designed for working people to be part of it.
But the ads lately focus on crime and cops. Did Tony Vargas vote to release murderers, rapists, and predators?
All of them could be released if Tony Vargas got his way.
I started by looking into Legislative Bill 1004. It's a bill often listed in the fine print sourcing, but in this one, there's a typo. I found the correct bill, and it's a bill from 2020 that Vargas supported that would have made some prisoners eligible for parole 2 years before their required discharge. They'd be released if approved by a board. Now they're eligible halfway through the minimum term. It aimed to reduce Nebraska's overcrowded prisons. It ultimately failed due to a veto.
I never thought about these bills or votes as how it's going to affect me in the future. And at that time, I wasn't thinking about running for higher office. So I will tell you, these are real problems.
True or not, Rojas thought the ad is a bit much.
You had the creepy music in the background. You had like the mask over the entire thing that made it look much more sinister.
Don Bacon has similar ads and doubled down on the claims during our interview.
In fact, Tony Vargas voted to allow all felons to seek parole 2 years early. That's exactly what's gone on in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, where crime has just skyrocketed. We do not want that here. And I do believe the media is missing this.
How about this one? Did Vargas, as the ad says, join the rioters? It's quite clear he was there at the time he posted he was with peaceful protesters.
I called out violence against law enforcement, and I did it publicly. I also called out when, people weren't able to peacefully protest. I think both those things are possible.
Now Vargas has been blitzed on TV for how he views taxes. The ads tell you he wants to raise them.
Because in the Nebraska legislature, Tony Vargas led the fight to increase your income taxes.
While Vargas voted for some tax cuts before, the ad from the Bacon campaign points to a Vargas bill that never passed. He sought to raise income taxes on Nebraskans making around $100,000 a year and more taxes for millionaires. It did include a tax cut for some in the middle class, but ultimately would have given the state around $119 million more annually. That's according to the bill's fiscal note. Bacon called it a tax on small business. Vargas defended the bill.
I want to make sure that we're focusing on the middle class. I talk about a middle class tax cut, working on that in Congress. That's the intention.
So while there's a layer of truth to these claims, some are exaggerated. And most importantly, many leave out key facts about complicated policy. Most likely to get an emotional reaction out of the viewer, even though some just want the truth.
I just want cold hard facts.
With Aaron Hegarty, I'm John Kipper, 3 News Now.
And again, we'll look at Bacon attack ads and his comments tomorrow. Remember the ads that said Vargas supported a risky investment scheme? Well, more information on that and more details we couldn't get to tonight are on our website, 3newsnow.com.